I hope I'm inside. Okay, the picture. I see. Okay, there's a trombone over here. It's difficult to move. I see all the other speakers that speak to be taken seriously. In order to be taken seriously, they have bookshelves, and these are my English language. These are dictionaries, and then there are books. Okay, I see a lot of, I call hyperachievers, linguists, that have a different approach to languages. They streamline their learning. They have to juggle different languages. And in order to be proficient in one language in that way, you need to have a lot of strategies and a lot of focused learning. That means they need to work a lot in order to learn the language. When we learn our first language, it don't work like that way. Then there are two schools of thoughts. Those who say you cannot do the same thing, others saying you should do exactly the same thing. I think there maybe the truth is somewhere in the middle, because obviously it's very difficult to recreate all the conditions that you have when you are born. That means the urgency to speak, the instinct inborn to speak, and all around you speak the same language, and your parents and your close relatives try to help you. Maybe in a subconscious way we adopted the right strategies when it comes to teaching newborn babies, and we adopt completely different strategies when we try to teach adults. And adults are grown-up babies, so something changed, but not all of it. We don't become a completely different animal. There are some things that we still learn in a subconscious way, and actually all the things that we do very well, in spite of that we learn in a conscious way, we have to come to the point that we use this knowledge like skills. So this knowledges depends. This knowledge turns into a skill and into a subconscious skill. I'll give you an example. When we learn how to drive, they tell us what to do, and in time we do that subconsciously. When we say a word in our language, we just make the right movements without even thinking. When we walk, we put a foot in front of the other and we don't think about it. Dogs don't think about it, and they walk perfectly. Dogs can do very complex things from the point of view of movement and coordination, eye, body, even better than people, and they don't think about it. I don't think so. So my point is, how many people who learn a foreign language have this willpower, this determination to streamline the process in a very conscious way? If you understand, doesn't mean you can streamline the process, means you know perfectly what you are doing. And my understanding is that all work and no play made Jack a dull boy. I don't remember exactly. It means you need also to take it easy. And some people are not ready mentally to follow all these rules that are right, theoretically right. Or you have to do that every day, you have to do da 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 da. Okay, blah blah blah. But the point is, many people, instead of getting motivated by all this pre-planning concerning learning a language, they see that as a chore. So I'd say, and I'm going out on a limb and going out against the grain of what many linguists say. I'm actually, I speak 3 languages. I'm learning a 4th language. I speak Italian, English, modern Greek, and sometimes I do forget words in modern Greek. That's another subject. How many languages can we juggle? And I'm learning Turkish. The problem, you're learning a foreign language. This foreign language is different. Turkish is, for the most part, different. Like any language, it has some words from French, many French words, but sometimes English words, sometimes Greek words. Actually, it's more the opposite. That's why I already know many roots in Greek, in Turkish, from modern Greek. But the problem is, at the beginning, is so damn difficult, and you don't understand anything. You really do not understand anything. Even after months, you understand words now and then, but the structure is so completely different that you have a plan and you lag behind, and you try to catch up with this plan that has been set by people who think they know shit about languages, but they cannot put themselves in the shoes of the common learner. Common learner don't want to learn 6, 7, 8 languages. Common learner doesn't necessarily have all this thirst for knowledge. You say, well, how can you learn a language if you don't have this thirst for knowledge? I'd say like this, something like this. In order to fall in love, as somebody said, with a language, or to get in the stride, you need to have to date the language. You need to start very slowly. Mainly when it comes to languages, they are completely different, and they can be really intimidating. For example, Turkish, many things are very easy in Turkish, but the structure and making complex sentences is a huge task if you want to get a result consciously in a very short time. So you are so motivated that you try to make sentences and you come up against a brick of walls. You cannot. And take it easy and think. This language is spoken by millions of people. So it must be manageable. Every language cannot be more difficult than our ability to speak. Otherwise it would not exist. Okay? So if those people who speak it think it's so easy because they didn't have another language, so we start from another structure. The problem is, I'm a little bit trying to put my thoughts together here, that sometimes we need to slow down and take things in a different way. I tell you, as a former runner, I want to start again. When you start running after months or after years and you are older, you cannot have the same expectations that you had before, and the rate of improvement is much slower. Otherwise you end up having injuries and growing out of the determination to run. Some things need time. For example, and I learned modern Greek, and I speak English and Italian, and I should know, I should have a mind that is flexible, supple, and I encountered a lot of problems, lack of will. I wanted to learn Turkish, and then one day I didn't learn, either day only 5-10 minutes, but I never gave up. And I started in December, for real. It took me like 6 months to get in the swing of things and buckle down and learn. And I still have to learn basic things. But you know what? It takes time for you to get familiar with the language, to get used to the sounds, accustomed to the sounds. And at the beginning, I am one of the worst students or learners at the beginning. I don't remember words. After even know how many times they slip my mind. So what I have to do? Repetition, constant, and I progress slowly. What happens? That since it takes a long time for me to absorb a word when I got the word, it's mine, it's forever, it's my possession. I could understand this word even I'm ready to die, I'm tired, I'm sleepy, I am out of my mind, I'm nervous, I'm anxious, I'm scared. This word I know. Okay? Once you get a bunch of words that you know and you're familiar with, you have a foot in the door. It means there are some things that, in spite of being in a language that you basically don't know, these structures, these words, these simple sentences are fucking yours. Like a baby who don't know the language, you say mama, 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 bau bau, meow meow, fame, 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 mama, uscire, uscire. You start. I'm saying that in Italian. Sorry, I'm hungry. I want to get out. You start from these things. A baby doesn't have this idea. Oh, I only know I'm hungry. How can I say I'm scared? How can I say I don't like this? It takes time. And many people put you in the state of mind that you have to streamline everything. You have to do everything by the books, even if you don't have books, and you need to listen, and you have to apply this, and you have to apply this. This works, in my opinion, for people who are strongly professional. Most of people who learn a foreign language are not professional. You are not a professional over your own language, and most of people have in their mind this cool idea of being perfect, saying the word right. It's important to have the right pronunciation. It's important not to take things lightly. I'm not saying take things lightly in a right, wrong way. I'm only saying take your time. If a method that you want to approach and they told you to use doesn't work, and for some reason you find yourself skipping things, do other things. Don't lose the contact with the language. For example, now I'm translating a book with pictures. I'm writing all the Turkish words, even if those things are not very important. all these books. Oh, this book is one. You know, pictures, images. Okay, I don't do only this. Sometimes I take a page, I read it, and I use Google Translator. I type the word in Turkish. I can use a Turkish keyboard, and I click on the word and listen to the word, and I try to imitate and listen again to the sound. But everything is so funny, is so pleasant, except for the body parts. That is quite boring. And this is one thing that, you know, every time you need something, I look up here and I see the picture and I review my 2 other languages, English and Italian, and there is a Turkish. And every word I've been looking, I checked and double checked, because I don't trust Google Translator. I use Google Translator. I check through Greek, through Italian, and I have my Turkish dictionary. And this can keep me busy for quite a long time without being or feeling bored. It's like I'm doing my crosswords. Then it's not enough, and then I copy my lessons from on the computer from Asimil Turkish, because there's no Italian edition, so I got the French edition. I sometimes watch songs. I watch some portions of spoken languages. I watch specific video to learn the language. But the important thing is that you live learning a language in a more casual way. Okay? So, believe you me, if you keep at it, you don't give up, if the thing will become part of you, you will end up wanting to spend time on the language. You get first blood. But if you watch all these things that are motivating, I think they are more geared towards polyglots, or people who learn many languages. And I say, to me, but I don't do that all day. I play music, I sing. 4 languages is a lot on your plate. Believe you me, it's a lot. Why have I started Turkish? In order to get the feeling and of learning a new language, and go through the process, so I can say these things. And I felt the urge to being first of all, it's something I started in 1987. I took one examination, so I learned only for 3 months. But at the time there was no internet, there was nothing. I could listen to Turkish only during lessons, and it was not enough. So after 35 years, I remembered numbers, and I could tell if somebody was speaking Turkish, but actually I forgot everything of the few things I knew at the time. So my suggestion is, at the beginning, give yourself a little bit of leeway. I mean, don't enough not to give up. Don't give yourself too much, otherwise you stop learning a language without even making a decision. Try to be in contact with the language, like a group of friends. You get out now and then, you call them now and then, so you say, okay, I want to. After some months, you you don't like it, change language. Maybe that language, you're not motivated for the language. For not everybody is so motivated to learn a language that takes 5 times, 6 times more time to achieve a certain level than another language. So some people are perfectly alright with speaking Spanish or speaking French or speaking Portuguese. Maybe they like that culture, and incidentally the language is even easy as opposed to other languages. I personally find to me it's even more difficult to learn similar languages because I get confused. But that's me. For the most part, people. But don't get scared. Don't get scared. Every language, remember this, is spoken by people. They don't have a different brain than yours. Okay? So don't give up. Take it easy. At the beginning, even if you don't study, for example, I find Assimil a very good method because it's pleasant, it has pictures, it has an audio part. If it's a little bit heavy at the beginning, just stay on the same lesson instead of, like somebody said, I will go through Assimil in 4 months. In 4 months, common person do not assimilate, doesn't assimilate the language. Okay? Common people don't have the strategy, the structures that a polylinguist has. So assimil, take 1 year. Spend 1 year on the first book, but learn it perfectly. Perfectly. You know? You just, okay, this I know. But you really know, you understand. Even if you're sleeping, if you're sleeping not, but half asleep, even, as I said before, you're scared, whatever condition you are in, you should understand the language like yours, the foreign language like yours. The new language, don't say foreign is something, say it's foreign, it's alien. No, the new language. And then there are moments that you know that you can change the pace. Okay? It will come normal to you. You say, okay. And you will not make a lot. It's not making effort. There are two kinds of efforts. The pleasant effort, those that you do on purpose, those things that theoretically are wrong, but you like watching a horror movie, but you watch it to be scared, to do some things that gives adrenaline. Okay? Yeah. Give you a rush. And there is the effort that is the school one, the one, I have to do this by hook or by crook. You don't learn a language to show anyone anything. Okay? Don't learn languages for the hell of it. It's a waste of time. You learned something, but even if you learned, if you don't like it, you should have learned something that you like. You live it just once. So if you don't like languages, don't learn languages. Learn a musical instrument. You know, all these people who speak 4 languages, they cannot understand that to other people, playing a trombone, playing a ukulele is something that not only pleases you, but pleases other people. You speaking Russian doesn't please anyone. It's something you do for yourself. I also do music for myself, but music is something else. So don't, unless it's your Saraki, it's your, the thing you like most. And that's normal. Everybody does whatever they want with their lives. But I want to say that in this long video that is 24 minutes, I want to say that you should at the beginning, take things easy. Go with your pace, at your pace, and then in time you'll see that you will feel when you have to accelerate your pace, and it will come normal to you. Don't give up just because it's difficult. Don't give up because I spent 6 months, I didn't get any results. Okay? I didn't get any results because I was not really into it. I didn't devote much time, but I know that just not giving it up was a successful thing. And then, given the right conditions, your brain can't help but learning. Okay? Give your brain the right exposure, and in time you will succeed. Listen to me, most people have been learning languages for so many years and they didn't learn anything. You can learn many things doing the right way. The right way in having fun, being curious, feeling that you find yourself exposed to the language in a meaningful way. I mean, not just that you don't understand anything. You're exposed to the language, you understand most of it. So you find level, the kind of video, the kind of material that is not like water on a duck's back. No. And you will end up learning. And, you know, not everybody wants to become bilingual or fluent. Many people do things just in life. You have to distinguish things that you will do and you want to get money out of them, and you have to do them well, otherwise nobody will pay you, or things that you do for yourself. Everybody has a hobby. There's nothing wrong with it. So because I've been watching a lot of videos, and I can understand that all these things that kind of help some people can put other people off. Where is the bloody mouse? Arrivederci! Speaking about languages, 27 minuti e così prende l'epta. Ok, arrivederci.